Really quick, hello. I'm coming at you on a kind of bleak, dreary Friday. It is like 60 something degrees outside and has been threatening to rain since yesterday, and it hasn't rained, so it's kind of cloudy. So it's kind of dim, kind of dark. I'm doing the best I can. But let's see. Yesterday I cleaned the kitchen. You will see that one on Sunday when I get it edited, hopefully soon. The raw footage on that one is crazy. It's like almost 5 hours. Anyway, none of that matters. Story time, very briefly. When I was getting ready to film that video, I kind of had this thought. I won't say epiphany, but it was this kind of realization that sometimes some of you people will use my videos as like motivation or inspiration to help you tackle projects around your home. It's an honor, honestly. It's kind of sweet that you guys will watch me and think, what would Auburn do? That's so cute, actually. I love that. I have some tips for you. So that's what this video is going to be. Hopefully it's not going to be very long. I'm going to try to film this, edit it, and get it out for you guys as kind of like a bonus video for Saturday, because I just want it out there, because I feel like I've done several videos so far in the spring cleaning series. We are not halfway yet. We're close. But before we get any further, I want to actually kind of share some of these tips with you guys, because I do think that they're going to help you with tackling spring cleaning. First thing, don't clean if you don't want to, because if you don't want to do it, you're going to hate it and yourself and me, and you're going to have a horrible time, and that's not fun for anybody. There are times where things need to be cleaned. That's not what I'm talking about, but like undertaking massive spring cleaning projects is no time for like feeling apathetic about it. Be passionate about it. If you don't get that spring cleaning itch, that like, I've got to clean everything, maybe you don't get it in the spring. Maybe you get it in the fall. Maybe you get it before Christmas when you're getting ready to put out Christmas stuff. Maybe you get it after Christmas, like January. You just put all of your decorations away and you're like, gosh, this house feels huge without all that stuff out, and wouldn't it be nice if everything was big and open and also clean? Do it whenever you feel like it. So that's my number one tip. Like, don't do it just because the internet tells you to. Don't do it just because people forever have been like, spring is the real first, day of the year or first part of the year, and spring is when things are supposed to be new and fresh and clean. Whatever. Do it whenever you want, okay? Also, you don't have to do it at all. I do it because I like it. I do it because it feels good. I do it because I enjoy it. And like sometimes it just feels appropriate to actually tackle major projects and just get some of this stuff out of the way. So that's why I do it, because I do like it. I have fun with it. And I share it with you guys because I think some of you enjoy it and like it and find it inspiring, which is just so sweet. So that's number one. Number two, please don't go out and buy a bunch of stuff. Use what you have, because I'm like pretty sure you've got basic cleaning products in your home. If you don't, this doesn't apply to you. If you don't have anything, you need like certain basic cleaning supplies. But just because somebody has like a new mop or, they have some cleaning product, does not mean that you need to go out and buy that. It might make your life easier. The cat is going to scratch on her tree. It might not make a difference in your life. And I don't think that cleaning should be like a consumerist, commercialist thing. There are certain tools and certain chemicals or cleaning products that I do think every household should have. You should have something to clean your toilet with. You should have a disinfectant. You should have something to like degrease with. I use Dawn dish soap. I use Clorox bleach. I use microfiber towels. If I don't have a microfiber towel, like we have some, they're old, but we also will cut up old t-shirts because they will work as a rag also. Use what you have. It doesn't have to be expensive to clean. It should not be expensive to clean. Period. Use what you have. I'm gonna go out and rent a steam cleaner with high pressure because I want to like actually put effort into cleaning our grout, because our grout is disgusting. I'm not gonna buy one, and there's a difference. And this is something, we've been in this house for 5 years. There are 5 people and 5 pets living here. This house needs attention to the grout, you know? But I'm not going to go out and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on like a really powerful steam cleaner because I know I'm not going to use it all the time. Have some common sense and, you know, use the things that you have. And if it's appropriate, you know, have the discussion with the people that live in your house, or, you know, just kind of be realistic about the money you're spending on things. Don't go out and buy a whole bunch of stuff thinking it's going to make your life easier, because it might, but it also might not. Also, before you get started, consider the weather. Some projects will not matter because you're inside the house. Some projects, even inside the house, it can matter because, like, when you're cleaning the kitchen, maybe you're going to use your easy off, and maybe if it's like swelteringly hot outside or uncomfortably cold, maybe you want to have the windows open, or you want to take some things outside if it's raining, or if it's like not conducive weather for you to have the windows open for proper ventilation. Maybe just, you know, take that into consideration. I do think that there are times where the weather doesn't matter, but I think more often than not, considering the weather does actually matter more than you think it will when you're considering tackling projects like this. I will say a rainy day, for me personally, is kind of the perfect day to tackle a project because I'm not going to go outside. There's not a whole lot that I can do outside anyway, you know, when it's raining. So I might as well spend time putting a movie on the TV and cleaning the kitchen. Is that what I did yesterday? Yes. Did I also regret my decision yesterday? Yeah, because our kitchen was gross and it took me all day. Like, literally almost 5 hours of raw footage, and that's not even the whole time. So it was a big task, but that's my next tip. Do consider the weather, because I do think that it makes a difference. And you might not think that at first blush, but like, sit down and actually think through, okay, I'm going to clean the kitchen. What do I need for this task? Write out all of that stuff, you know? So like, I make an itemized list. Let me just read you through my itemized list for like cleaning the kitchen yesterday. So I wrote kitchen, and then I have pendant lights, cabinets upper, appliances, and then I've kind of got like the next set of list indented. So coffee maker, toaster oven, microwave, refrigerator, oven, because those are all the appliances I wanted to clean. And then I have back, like unindented, I have backsplash, countertops, and everything on them, the sink and the garbage disposal, and the cabinets lower. So go through your list and think, what do I need to clean this thing? Get your stuff, your supplies, or like even just make like a mental list, or you can write it down. Think about how you're going to clean that stuff. Like for the oven specifically, and the toaster oven, I knew I was going to use oven cleaner. I at first thought I would just spray it in the house. Don't do what I did. Take it outside, make sure it's ventilated because the oven cleaner it's not something you should be inhaling. And I coughed and choked on it, and then I took it outside, and it made things better. If you're going to spray it in the oven, obviously you're not going to take your oven outside. Close the door. Just spray it, close the door, let it sit. It's fine. But like the oven racks, I took outside and used it outside. And that was better. Itemized list, I think, is probably a good tip. I know I just talked about that, but think very chronologically or very strategically about how you're going to go about this project. Maybe think about your expectations. What do you want to come out of this project? You know, I knew when I went into cleaning the kitchen yesterday, the pendant lights needed a lot of attention. I knew the oven and the toaster oven were kind of grotesque. I knew the refrigerator, like specifically one shelf, was just kind of repulsive. And I knew that there were certain doors on the cabinets that I wanted to get clean. So I kind of thought about it, and I could have gone two directions. I could have just tackled those high profile things, like I know these are the high touch points, or these are the points that I didn't get the last time that I want to make sure to get this time. And I could have gone kind of the easier route and just gotten those things done. Or I went this other way. I did everything. And I like to work from the top down, because I feel like when you're cleaning the microwave, if you're cleaning the microwave, you're probably knocking like crumbs out of the microwave onto the countertop or wherever you know your microwave is. You might be knocking them onto the floor or whatever. I don't want to clean the countertop twice. So I will work from the top down, because that to me makes logical sense. So think about what you want to come out of it and then kind of backtrack your steps to get there. And I hope that helps you kind of like make a list of the supplies you need also. Next one, leave enough time for your projects. Be very realistic with yourself about how long you think it's going to take you to do stuff. Now, yesterday, when I tackled the kitchen, I initially planned for 2 days working in the kitchen. I had no idea where I was going to stop to like carry over today. Fortunately, it only took me the 1 day. And I think that's because I kind of kicked myself in the butt and got myself moving into high gear, which helped a lot. I also kind of skipped some steps along the way. With the refrigerator, I didn't take everything out. I took it out, like the shelves out one at a time, and I just moved the things around in the fridge. With the oven, I didn't clean out the whole oven. I did the toaster oven, but not the whole like large oven. I don't feel bad about it. I don't, because I don't think the big oven needed it. The door was filthy, and like the bottom part we'd already cleaned. The racks I cleaned, but like the inside walls of the oven I didn't bother with, just because I didn't think they needed it. But my point stands. Think about how long you think it's going to take you. Maybe give yourself a little extra time cushion, but don't plan to get something done in 20 or 30 minutes when you know in your mind it's probably going to take me longer than that. I have found that big projects like this typically take multiple hours. You know, there are some things that I can get done in an hour or two. Like if I decided like I was going to clean my room today, I could probably get it done in a couple of hours, but there are certain things that I'm like, I actually want to put time and effort into this. I want to make sure that I like vacuum and wipe down the baseboards. They're not filthy, they're just a little bit dusty. I would like to vacuum, and I would like to actually vacuum. I saw this thing on social media. I need to get off social media, but I saw this thing where you're supposed to vacuum 1 day a week or one time a week for each creature that lives in your house. So we have 5 people and 5 pets. That's 10. We're supposed to be vacuuming our house 10 times a week. I can tell you that does not happen. It has never happened. And honestly, it probably never will happen. But I think vacuuming is a very personal choice, right? You know, and I think it also depends on the vacuum you have. But I've also seen the thing where you're supposed to vacuum in all 4 directions. So you're supposed to like go one way, and then you're supposed to go another way, and then you go back like 180 from the first way, and then you go like the 4th way. I don't know that I'm ever going to do that. It sounds like fun. I love vacuuming. Vacuuming is one of my favorite ways to clean. Where did I start? Oh, leave enough time. So back to our point. I know I could get this room done in a couple of hours, but I would probably want to budget 4 hours. Because worst case scenario, I've told myself the kitchen is going to take me all day today and tomorrow. And then I get it all done in 1 day. So now today I can work on my resume. I can film a bonus video for you guys. I can kind of lounge around on the couch with, you know, a tummy that doesn't feel good, and I can nurse a cup of coffee, and, you know, I can pet my cat who's back there. And like, I've got all this time for other activities. It's also time that I could have spent working in here, cleaning this room, went for a run this morning. You know, like, I have never felt bad for over budgeting time for projects because I always find ways to fill that time. So leave enough time for your projects. Make sure that you are honest with yourself. How long do I think this is going to take me? And schedule that much time. Kind of going off of that, don't be afraid to ask for help. So does this mean that you like invite a friend over for like a pizza party and you lie to them and then they get there and you're like, oh, by the way, we're cleaning my kitchen today? No. Be honest with them. Say, hey, I would really like to deep clean my kitchen and I don't think that I've got enough time today to get it done. But maybe you can, you know, institute like an exchange program where they help you with your kitchen today, and then maybe next week you help them with their kitchen, so then both of your kitchens are getting cleaned but at double the speed. Does that make sense? Because like, I think it sounds like more fun doing it with someone else. Also, you get better at doing the task if you do it twice. You learn a lot of stuff doing these projects, or at least I do. And also, if you do it with a friend, you get to spend quality time with your friend. So I think that sounds like fun. You could blast music, you could watch a movie, you could chit chat and spill tea, and like you could even do it when you're drinking wine. There's a lot of opportunity for community building when you're doing stuff with your people. So don't be afraid to ask for help. This also extends to professional help. There are people that you can hire to help you with this stuff. Again, I don't think cleaning should be expensive. Sometimes there are things like maybe you've got a mobility issue, or maybe you don't climb on ladders because you're afraid of them. I've got Anthony downstairs and he does not do ladders at all. Like 1 foot on a ladder and he's like still on the ground, but he's got 1 foot on the ladder and he's like breaking out into a sweat. It's kind of sad, but kind of funny. But my point remains, there are people in the world that you can hire to help you if you don't have friends to help you. Also, professionals may do a better job, but then it becomes like a time versus money versus like ability discussion. It's a personal conversation that you need to have with yourself, but don't be afraid to ask for help. That's my point. If you can't do it, maybe there's someone out there who can, and if it's a priority for you, maybe you need to make a sacrifice somehow else, some other way. But anyway, don't be afraid to ask for help. It does help. I've got one more tip for like when you're still preparing for the task. And this one is kind of funny to me, and it came to me a little while ago, right before I was getting ready to sit down to film this video. Plan a treat. I know that like coming downstairs today and having nothing on our refrigerator and our kitchen counter was just sparkly and clean and beautiful, and it still smelled a little bit like bleach, and the pendant lights are still like gleaming and bright and clean. That's a treat. It's not the treat, okay? Plan a treat for yourself, or if you have a friend help you, plan a treat for you and them, or you and them separately. It could be a cookie. It could be like, I'm just gonna go out to the park and have some time outside. It could be, I'm gonna get myself some fresh flowers for my, beautiful clean kitchen. It could be lighting a candle and enjoying a very peaceful, calm evening, watching a movie. It could be like taking a special bath or like an everything shower. It could be a cup of hot chocolate. That's what it was for me. But just plan something to reward yourself for the hard work and dedication and effort, because it is hard work and effort to complete these tasks. And I do think that giving yourself a little special something, acknowledging the hard work and, acknowledging that you did that, because there is a lot of effort that goes into major undertakings like huge spring cleaning projects like what I've been doing. I won't say it's a sacrifice, it's work. And I think acknowledging that and kind of paying yourself back for that is healthy, and I think it's good. I don't think it always has to be expensive. Again, cleaning should not be expensive. But I do think that giving yourself a tiny little reward, a little something, I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's actually healthy. That's my opinion. And I tell you to plan your treat because I think if you don't plan it, then you treat yourself multiple times. So like go into it knowing, when I get this kitchen clean, I'm gonna sit in a hot bubble bath for 25 minutes with peace and quiet, because that to me sounds marvelous. Now, am I a big bath fan? No, but last night my legs were tired and I thought like a hot tub sit or soak in a hot bathtub, that would have been nice. That would have been pleasant, after a shower. Anyway, plan your treat. My last 2 tips are for when you're actually cleaning, and it has to do with like what you're wearing. Wear clothes that you don't mind getting dirty or even potentially ruining. If you're working with bleach, you could ruin your shirt or your pants with bleach. Also wear shoes. Wear things that are comfortable and breathable, because you're probably going to get a little hot and sweaty and you're going to get dirty. Wear clothes you don't mind what happens to them, and wear shoes. Even when you're working in the house, wear shoes, especially when you're working on or you're standing on like tile floor or hard floor, concrete floor. When you're working outside, I think it's kind of obvious that you should be wearing shoes because people wear shoes outside of the house. But when you're in the house, it's really easy to not wear shoes, and I have found the hard way that my feet hurt so bad if I'm standing around in the kitchen all day long and I'm not wearing shoes. I've got no arch support and I'm standing on hard tile on top of hard concrete. It's miserable, and I hate myself the next day if I don't wear shoes. Wear shoes, even in the house. Do it. Just be comfortable. Protect yourself, you know. If you're working outside, wear like denim or something that's like heavy duty that is going to protect you from a power washer or, you know, scraping yourself on the roof. But wear things that fit the activity that you're doing. Wear clothes that you don't mind what happens to them. And wear shoes in the house. Also, wear gloves when you're working with like chemicals, and wear like PPE. So if that means you're working with a power washer, maybe you should also wear like boots. I don't think that's always necessary, but sometimes you might want to wear gloves or a mask, or always gloves when you're working with chemicals, because my hands, because I didn't do this, my hands today are so dry. I need like Crisco or something on my hands because they are just so dry from all the chemicals that I've been using, because I've not been wearing gloves. I did wear them yesterday cleaning the kitchen, but up until this point, all the cleaning that I've been doing, I've not been wearing gloves, and I regret it. So that won't happen again. I will be wearing gloves because we have them. But that's, I think, my last tip. If you've got any like cleaning tips or spring cleaning tips or tackling big project tips, please feel free to share those in the comments, because I think this is a great community space. But those are my tips. I had it in my heart to like sit down and talk to you guys about all this stuff because I've been doing so many spring cleaning projects. And if you guys are going to tackle any, I want you to like go into it kind of prepared. You know, I know I make it look easy, probably not, but it's not that it's hard, it's that it takes work and time to prepare. And so I don't want you just like deciding in the morning, oh, I'm gonna do this today, and then you get into it and you're like, oh wow, this is a lot more than I thought, because sometimes it is. And so take the time to prepare yourself, make your itemized list, gather your supplies, don't buy a whole bunch of extra stuff, maybe have a friend or two help you. You know, I think that's good. But anyway, those are my tips. Thanks for watching. Share any you've got in the comments, but you guys will see me in the kitchen cleaning video tomorrow or the next day. Soon. It's the next one that you'll see. So thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, I just finished filming. Look at this cute, pretty princess. Are you cozy? So the weather changed. It was kind of cool, and we had this comforter out because we had the windows open. It was nice and cool in the bedroom, and I haven't washed it and put it away yet since the weather changed to being warmer, and she is really enjoying her little princess bed. I love you. I love you.